So welcome everyone to the final project. So this project is actually based on advanced image recognition based attendance system. So in that particular attendance system, we will use the deepface from the Facebook that we previously experienced. And right now we are going to utilize it to create an automated attendance system for the number of the students. And inside that, there must be a functionality like if a student appears in the screen, he must gone marked as a present, but the remaining who is not appeared is going to be marked as a absent in the whole file. So the resultant of this project will be a CSV file that the student that the teacher can use for the references for the attendance system, and you can also rework on that particular project to modify it according to your requirement. So now let's move toward the VS Code. I already created that project and I will explain to you the whole process that I go through. So here we are inside the VS Code, and first of all I want to explain to you about the dataset that we are going to use. And inside here you can see we got the database, and inside the database we got 5 images are there inside the database, you can see. And these images are going to be used as the database. So first of all, you can see the Alon images here, the Imran, the Steve, and then just like that, my own image is right up here. Okay, all right then. So now that is all about the images, and now let's move further with the code. And then just after the making attendance, so this is the whole thing that is going to be given to us. Yeah, so here it is going to be look like this. First of all, it is going to tell you about the name of the student and then the time, and then the status of the student, like if it's present or not. And then right here you can see it is marking it like in that particular way. All right then, so now let's move towards the code. Close all these files first. Here we go. Now, if you see here, first of all, we use the OpenCV tool, which is going to be helpful for us to extract the frames, and then after that we can implement the operations on them, and then after that we can get you the image preview as well. And then the panda is here, and most probably it is going to be useful for us for converting and managing the data frames. And then the deep phase is here that we was previously experienced, and then the date time is going to become up, which is going to be useful for mentioning the date and time for the students attendance, and against that the file name is also going to be originated with the help of that. Then the OS is here. That basically OS is going to be helpful for us for managing the operating system directories, so that's why we are actually using that. Now in the line 8 you can see we could just provided the reference of our database with the name of that. So this is actually the folder, the database where it's actually present. So this is the folder that I just provided the address of that. And then in the next line you can see the model name is going to be equal to VGG face. So there are a lot of models of the deep face, and right inside of it, if you don't use any of them by default, there is a FaceNet. Then if you are going to specify, you can also use a specific model right in there. And now just after that, we just created a function which is going to extract the student name from the images. If you see inside the database, we are not separately providing any name. So inside the image, the name of that particular file is going to be used as a student name, right? So right now you can see, first of all, we got inside the path, and from path we just splitted the text, right? And the text is going to be given as the name of the file. Okay, so this is also going to be used as the name of the student. And if we move further inside here, we got another function with the name of the recognize face, which is actually going to use a deep face, and with the help of that deep face we are going to compare our image with the whole database, and we can find the conclusion right from here. All right, so now let's examine what type of things are actually happening inside this recognition function. First of all, we created a function. This function is accepting the two different type of attributes. The first one is a frame that is going to be coming up from the OpenCV, and then the model name that is going to be coming up right from above where we just initialized our model name. All right, So now let's move further. With the help of that, we just created a variable with the name of the temporary file, which is going to save the current frame for the temporary use cases, so we can compare it with the next upcoming week. So inside that particular program, there is a thing. It is not going to repeat the student. Most of the time, whenever we design the attendance system, the redundancy or the repetition of the student occurrence happen every time, and they mess up our data. So this function or this program is not doing that type of stuff. So right after that, we are going to write at that and write the temporary file and the frame as well here. Okay, so this is going to be removed after that. So now we are going to perform the recognition on that particular image that we are going to take right from that frame. And now, first of all, you can see the results are going to be right here, the deepface, and we are going to use find, which is going to be useful for comparing one image with the whole database. And the same scenario is going to be happen. The image path is like the temporary image that we are taking from the frame. And then just after that, we got the database path, which is a database folder we just imported earlier. And then the model name is coming from the model name right from here. And the enforcement detection, it's mean that you want to enforce the detect again and again, so we put it on the false. And then os.remove temporary file, that file that we was created is going to be removed just after making the predictions on it. And then the next part is that it is going to print the recognition results on our screen. So we can see what type of recognitions are made. When we run our code, you will see what type of results are going to be given in the terminal. Now just after that, as you know, we got the results. So if the results must be true or false, right? If it's true, it will get in there. So right here we are exploring and using the exception handling. So you must need to know about it. If you don't know about it, you must need to enroll inside the Python course that we developed earlier. So right here, it will get inside the for loop, and inside the for loop it is going to extract out the results one by one, and it will see if the results is in the form of instance, then it is going to convert it into the data frame and then just after that it is going to apply the whole functionality. Got the labels from the results because we also need to identify the labels on the frame as well. And then right after now, we are actually going to get inside if we don't get anything, right? So right from here, we are going to capture our frame. I just utilize one here because I'm using a separate webcam. If you have multiple cameras installed inside your system, then you can use 0, 1, 2, 3 according to their numbers, right? So right after now, we just going to prepare for a CSV file that we are going to create, and inside that particular CSV file, we are going to put our data. So right here, you can see the date and time that now it is going to give you the current date, and then I'm going to shift time with that particular format. This is for the year, minute, day, or minute seconds, right? So this will be the pattern. If you want to remove any one of them, you can simply need to clear it in that particular way, then it will be good to go. All right, so now just after that, we just open our CSV file. If there is no any CSV file, it is going to create the new CSV file along with the columns like name, time, and the status, right? And after each next line, it is going to store the the attendance of the students. And then right from here, we need to load the database images to know all the students. And right from here, first of all, we will be creating a database about all the students. So we got the data. And then after that, we will start doing the operations on that. So if we break down that code, the database images is going to be equal with f from f. And so basically right here, we are actually using the loop comprehension techniques, and then just after that we just set the student name from the data to our CSV file. Now the main thing that we are going to do here is to create this is for just for the tracking the student presentations, right? And then just after that we just created a while loop. With the help of that we are going to take the information, and after that we are going to print it on the screens. First of all, it got the ret from here, which is going to take the information about the frame. Then the frame is here. If it will check if ret is none, then it is directly going to break the loop, because if there is nothing coming in, then on which thing he is going to make the progress, right? So if it's in there, first of all, it will recognize the frame and the model name, and then after that it will get inside the face label where it is going to put the label on the screen for the person. For that particular thing, it is going inside the face label that it extracted from the detection. The frame is here, then the size and the color and the font of every aspect is going to be put it on the image, or you can say the frame. And then after that, the current time is also going to be put it inside the CSV file that we are going to write with the help of that CSV file, that write function. And then present students.add is going to be added inside the face label. And once it detects a student, it is never going to mention that student in the frame as well. So right here, you can see it's an optionally log.no face was recognized. And then the same scenario is that the video feed is going to be shown up right there. So we utilize this, which is for breaking the loop for if CSV2 key is 1 or is ordinary key is going to be equal with Q, then this going to be break. And then after that, when we done with the present student, now it's time to deal with the absent students. So how exactly we are going to do that? The simple mathematics of absent students is going to be equal with the student names that we extracted from our database, all the list of the student, and we are going to uh, subtract it with the present students. Let's say two students are present, total number of 10 students are inside the database. They are going to be subtracted with the present students, and the remaining students must need it to be mentioned as the absent. So this is the same scenario that we are doing here. So current time is also going to be given here because with the absent student, we also need to mention the time of the student's absence. Then right from here, we just make a loop with the help of that. We are going to enter the values inside our CSV file, and just after the program done, we are going to close our CSV file in a finalized view, and then the cap release and destroy all windows are going to become up for destroying the viewing image that we got in there. So now it's time to run our program. So it's quite easy. You simply need to save your file and you need to run that particular program. All right, so it will take some time, and we got the webcam also installed here, and I will show few of the images to the webcam, and I will see if it is going to work for us or not. Right, so we need to wait for it to complete, and after that I will show you how exactly that is going to be look alike. This is the dialog box that we got here, and inside of it you can see it is accepting the frames, and on that particular frames it is going to make the predictions, right? So now let me show you the screen and the images of the students. We got our camera up, and right now we simply need to show the image of Elon Musk. So here you can see on the screen we got the Allen here, the name of the Allen. And right now we are still on that. Let me remove it, and after that let me take it inside again. And you will see it is not going to mention its name again because it already detected. And then just after that, it is not going to incorporate or reassign the absent or present sign inside the CSV file. Okay, so that is pretty much. Now let's talk about the second person. So here I'm just going to give it the second person. So here we go. You can see the Imran on there. It's mean that it's marked present, right? So now the third thing that we need to give is the third image. So here we go. Right here we got the Bill Gates round. So here we go. All right. So now we got almost all of the three students here, and simply after now what exactly we need to do, if I click on the Q button right now, which is on the keyboard, it will cancel the attendance system. Let me click the Q here. I just clicked the Q here, and the program is stopped working. So now if I show you firstly the detail inside this, this is actually you can say the terminals information that we got. So find the function duration, this, and the column like identity hash and the targeted values in there. So these are the different type of things you are going to get on your terminal. So now let me show you the results that he just created after the execution. So here you can see the name of the file like 2014 21, 28, 38. So this is the time exactly on which it marked the attendance. So right here, the first column is for the columns. First row is for the columns, name, time, and the status. The name of the students you can see here, and we got the present, present, absent, absent, and absence. So total of 3 images we shown to the camera, and out of which 2 was available inside our database. So you can see here we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 images available inside our database. And just like that, uh, there is no Bill Gates, but I also show the image of Bill Gates. It's mean that that was an unknown entity, but it is not incorporating that. So this is about our attendance system based on the deep face, and you can also utilize it in a more efficient way to design its UI, to use it inside your projects as well. And this is all about how exactly we can use the computer vision to solve the real life problems, to automate them. If you consider it taking attendance of hundreds of students by hand, it will take and consume a lot of time. And you just assume you are just putting a camera on the entrance of the classroom, and camera is just taking the frames and images of every student, and after that they are simply going to mark attendance of these particular student. You could also add few functionalities inside in that particular way. You can add a timestamp. Let's say your class is going to be start from 9 a.m., then you can use student can only enter from 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. The students who comes under that timestamp are going to be marked present, and after that you can make them absent. So this is on you how exactly you are going to utilize it in your own way. Every person have their own use case to utilize these type of projects. So this is a project that demonstrate about how exactly you can utilize the computer vision for solving your real life problems.